Maybe you have to learn the life in the UK test.
No, in the case, yes.
Uh, if you learn life in the UK test, then you will have a good idea.
Good idea.
Uh,
Right.
Ajay, when did you get citizenship?
uh, 12.
2012.
No, 2011.
Hmm. Maybe
What
it's
is
the same
celebrate?
first time. I took in 2009.
Okay. Okay. All right. Back to our regular Dhamma discussion. Okay. Um, we were talking about the four Brahma Viharas. Yeah. The Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha. And so far we have been discussing on three uh, principles: the Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Mudita. Yeah. And last session we uh, almost finished the mudita, and uh, and I thought that we will move on to the upekha. So before we going into upekha, anybody wants to share anything? Any stories? Story time.
Chuti Yano. We have many, many sorry.
Jataka Banaka.
Okay, I
Again,
have one story.
Kim Jo, let's make you again. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, make you
Uh,
again. Yes, Satu.
Okay, Niroz,
yes, Achan.
tell the story.
Okay, sorry. Good.
Okay, we first of all we have to go to the back to the topic we were talking about Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, and the
Yeah.
four virtues that we are talking about is Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha.
Mm-hmm.
So this story actually uh,
Please.
was told by the Lord Buddha. Uh, so we will back to that that first when the Lord Buddha told that Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, and told to the 60 Arhat monks that to go to the different direction for the happiness and the welfare of the living beings. And then even the Lord Buddha went to the another direction, the place called uh, Kayasisa in the Magadha kingdom to praise the three brothers. It's called Uruvela Kasapa, Nati Kasapa, and Nagaya Kasapa. So these three ascetics have lots of followers. The elder one, Uruvela Kasapa, he has 500 followers, his students, and the middle one, Nati Kasapa, has 300 followers, and the younger one, Kaya Kasapa, has 200 followers, altogether 1,000 followers. So, first of all, the Lord Buddha went to the elder one, Uruvela Kasapa. Actually, they were in the same kingdom, but in the different places. So the Lord Buddha went to praise the elder one first, called the Uruvela Kasapa, and then Lord Buddha gave a many lesson and showed us magical powers to the Uruvela Kasapa. Even though he was not accepting that Lord Buddha was an enlightened being, he was thinking that I am an enlightened being. So because of that, and then Lord Buddha used his many techniques to overcome or to teach that ascetic Uruvela Kasapa, and at last he believed that Lord Buddha is the enlightened one, and then accepted to follow his teaching and become a monk, and for a not long time he became a arhat too. So after when the Uruvela Kasapa and his two brothers and the followers altogether 1,003 people become a monk and become enlightened. Then this topic actually spread all to the kingdom, all to the peoples and the other monks. They were talking that, oh, even the Lord Buddha can teach those three brothers, three ascetics, and become an arhat now. And then when the Lord Buddha heard that and tell one of the stories of his past life, it's called Narada Brahm. When the Lord Buddha born as a Brahma in the Brahma land. And the story begins once again in the Jataka tales called Narada Brahm Jataka. Uh, and when the Lord Buddha told the story, Narada Brahm, he said that once upon a time uh, in the kingdom called the Mithila, there was a king called Angati. Angati king was ruling on that kingdom, in that kingdom. And he was following all the virtues that he have to follow. It's called the 10 tenfold codes of the king. And then he was very kind to his people. He was giving a dana to all the people who was very poor. And what happened was one day there was a full moon. One night there was a full moon, and then king have three ministers which they give to use to give advice to the king. And then king asked one of the one of the minister that what should we do tonight? And the first minister told to the king that gave advice that tonight we should go to the another kingdom for the victory. We should have a victory on the another kingdom. And then another minister, there were altogether three ministers, and the another minister told that tonight we should have a party. And then another one, last one, told that tonight we should go to meet a wise man and talk about the Dhamma. And then king think that this third minister, what he gave advice is the good one. And then said, okay, tonight we should go and meet a wise man and talk about the Dhamma. And then the king went to the one man. It's called just like Achelaka. At that time, he was very famous. This teacher, Achelaka, or just like a Jain Sasana. They don't use to wear anything, no clothes, naked. And then his name is Gunachivaka, Jivaka, Gunachivaka. And when he reached to the place where the Gunachivaka used to stay, and then the king asked to the Gunachivaka that what should we do for to make a merit, and what should not do, what should not we should not do, which is the sin. And then Gunajivaka replied to the king that there is no any merits, no any sin. There is no any good deeds, no any bad deeds. There is no karma. He replied to the king. And then what happened was when he heard that, he actually don't believe first. The king doesn't believe the Gunajivaka. But when this minister, the followers of the king, was listening to, and one of the minister recollection the past life, one of the past life of his memories, and then he told to the king that I remember one of my past life. At that time, I was born as a butcher. I killed many lives of the animals. Even though after that life, I became a minister of yours. And again, there was one little boy who was a son of the potters, who used to make a pot. He was also listening at that time, and then he came to the king and said to the king that, yeah, I also remember one of my past life. I remember that my past life I was very rich. I born in a very rich family, and I used to give a dana. I have lots of generosity to all the people. Even though when I died from that life, then I reborn in a very poor family. I have lots of suffering now. And then when the king heard those two people, one is minister, own minister of his, and another one is the potter's son. And then what happened was king also slowly believe on that things. And then king began to believe that, oh no, I was in the mislead. What I was doing. From today, I will not do any good deeds now. Now I will not give a dana, generosity to others. I will only be happy. I will not serve to my people in my kingdom now. When he decided that, he went back to the palace. Do you heard my voice?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, we hear you.
we just go
Say
visited.
two
กรารนมัส
ladies.
การเจ้าค่ะ
Satuครับ satu.
อ้าวเจริญพรแอบมาข้างหลังนะสาธุสา
And
ธุ
what happened was when he back to his kingdom, his palace, and then he broke all the rules when what he used to do, just like the tenfold tenfold courts of the king and the generosity, giving dana to others, and again the another virtues life, sila, accepting the precepts. He just leave all the things and he was just relaxed in his palace and just in the deep sensual pleasure. He was just listening to the music and dancing just like that. And in the kingdom, what happened was when the king was not following the virtuous life, and even the people in his kingdom was not following, there was very bad things going on in his kingdom, just like killing, stealing, uh, all the five precepts. No one is applying the five precepts. So there was lots of suffering going on, even though the king was very relaxed. Uh, and then what happened was actually this king have one daughter called Rucha. And this Rucha princess is very have a very believe in the good deeds and the bad deeds. So she was always making a good deeds and avoiding the bad deeds. And when he saw that his father misleading the bad way, and so he was very about his father, worried about his father. So she told to his father that not to do these kinds of habit. You should avoid a bad habit and do only the good because you are a king of this kingdom. And then even when she tried to explain to his father, King Ankati, but he didn't listen to her daughter. And then again the king told that I have a proof that my minister and the one of the potter's son told me that there is no sin, no merits, no karma. When we died, it's a zero. And then her daughter Rucha replied to his father that, Father, they only recollect the only one past life, but I recollect all together 14 past life. I remember the 14 lives, 7 lives in the past and the 7 life in the future. She can remember, she can recollect. And she told her story to his father that before I was a man, and at that life I did a bad sin, bad deeds, and after that life when I have a reborn, I reborn in the good family, in the rich family, because the good deeds was giving a fruition at that life. And then again, after that life, when I was a good, I was born in a good life, rich parents. And then when I died, I go to the hell. I went to the hell because of my past karma giving a fruition in that life, at that life. And when I free from the hell once again, then I became an animal for the 2 lives. And after that, when I am free from the animal clan, and then I born as a queen of the Indra for a 4 life. And after that 4 life, I reborn as your daughter, Princess Rucha. She explained to her father. So we can see that karma is just a achintai, that means unthinkable. But when it gives for the fruition, it surely give just like when we do the good deeds, and then it will give a good fruition. And then when we do the bad things, and then it will give the bad fruition. So she explained that. And then even though the king didn't believe to her daughter, and then just went to the another place, and then she don't know what to do, and then she just make a will that, please God, if there is a truthness, if there is a fortune in this world, then please come and help us, help this kingdom. And then when she make a vow, when she make a truthness that time, and what happened was, in the Brahma land, there was a Brahma called Narada Brahma. He heard the will of the Princess Rucha. And then suddenly this Brahma appeared in front of the king Ankati. But when he came, when the Brahma came in front of the king Ankati, he have a 2 basket full of the treasure and flying in the sky, at the sky. And when king saw that amazing things happen in front of his eyes, and then he asked to that Brahma that, who are you? Are you a god or something? And then Narad replied that, I am a Brahma from the Brahma land. I have a virtues called 4 virtues. That's a Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekkha. And then he said that there is a sin and there is a merit. If anyone do good things, because of that good things, when he died, he passed away, and then he will go to the good place. Such as he will become born in a good family, or he will go to the heaven or a Brahma land. And if someone do the bad things, bad deeds, then after he died, he will go to the bad place, just like the hell, animal land, or something. When he described this, again he was not believing. The king was not believing. And then the king, when he saw the lots of treasure in the basket of the Brahma, Narad Brahma, and he asked some treasure from him. And then Narad Brahma replied to the king that, if you are doing a good deeds, then there is no problem to give these all treasure to you. But you are not doing the good deeds. You are doing only the bad deeds. So when I give you, you won't have a chance to give back those treasures to me. Because when you died, you will surely go to the hell. You will be in the hell. And then again, the Narad Brahma began to explain about the hell. There are many hells. The first hell, what is the name? And he began to slowly explain all the hell, that if these kinds of deeds you do, then you will go to these kinds of hell. And then he all described one by one. And then the king began to believe in the teaching of the Narad Brahma, and he began to scare about the sin. And then he said that, please lead me to the right path. Give me the teaching. What should I do now? And then the Narad Brahma gave a teaching, lead him to the right way, right understanding. And then again, the king began to follow the Dhamma, the uh, ten, tenfold, tenfold code of the king, and all the virtues that kings should do to his, his people in the kingdom. So this was the story. After that, the Brahma went back to his Brahma land, and all people began to be happy once again. And at last, the Buddha told that the king Ankati, reborn in the Buddha's time as a Uruvela Kassapa, and the Rucha princess become reborn as a Bhikkhu Ananda, and Narad Rom, myself, Lord Buddha Tathagata. Thank you.
โอ้สาธุสาธุสาธุสาธุ
Thank you very much for the story,
sorry
Brahma. Yeah.
Did you, Ajahn, did you read all the Jatakas?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, where can you find them? Because I can only find the abridged ones. Can you find them on the Tripitaka website or something?
I'm not sure.
Actually, I will send you one website. There was actually there was some kinds of video made by the Dhammakaya.
So that's
like,
in
I don't know Thai.
No, there is a subtitles in the English.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Maybe in the.
Okay. So, right. Thank you very much for the story. And now
you so
let's go to the study, our study time. Okay, on the four Brahma Viharas. Last session we studied mudita, and I forgot to tell you about these five folds of the concept of a mudita. So that's why I thought today I will catch up again. Okay. So mudita, before we going into the upekkha, let's look at this one. So as in a summary, nutshell, mudita, the gladness. So number one is a character of this mudita is the mind of a gladdening of someone's success. Right? It's a lakhana, lakhana tiguna, mudita, gladdening someone's success, and we feel gladness. Function is not being an unenvious. Yeah, ไม่มี พยาบาท ill will or envious. Manifest ไม่มี dosa. So elimination of aversion. Approximate cause is seeing being success of others. Yeah? Others' success. And success is rather than having a dosa, we rejoice, feel of gladness on someone's success. Is the summary of mudita.
Can I ask a question? As a monk, do you think it's better to show mudita towards lokottara success, but like worldly success maybe can lead to greed? Like being showing celebrating someone's worldly success can maybe lead to thoughts that against renunciation. But whereas if you show a lot of mudita towards someone's success in the spiritual level, that could be more beneficial.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Niroz?
yeah, Ajahn. I think, in my opinion, just like when we have a chant, just like the recollection of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, that is also the one of the, just like we are reflecting, and we are also putting the mudita on the recollection of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Yeah, that's what I think we discussed on that mudita of one who is doing good, and that's what we follow. Yeah? So definitely someone who have attained the spiritual, and we should be appreciating. And that's in here again. If we look at all the enlightened beings, one of their previous lives, they rejoiced on someone's success, and then made that vow, and that's how they became successful. Like, let's say, I think I gave example as well, that the Sariputta, Moggallana, Anuruddha, and even the Niroz was talking about the Yasodhara, after seeing the Sumedha ascetic made a vow that I would like to be the Buddha. And then when the Buddha confirmed that now on you are a Niyata Bodhisattva, and for uncountable eons of times later you will become the Buddha. And after that, and she made rejoiced on that prediction. And then so here Sumedha was also appreciating a Buddha's success. So that's why he wanted to be the Buddha. Yeah. So, the same way, Yasodhara also was making that similar vow. And when we look at all the arhats, there are 80. It's called Asiti Mahasavakas. All of them made similar vow of having seen someone's success.
This I find easy. So when it comes to this success, I can't help but feel joy in it and want to follow that myself. But I feel sometimes a bit confused about whether I feel guilty or not is when it comes to worldly success of someone. It's not that I feel jealousy or I feel aversion towards this success or this person. The only thought that comes is, what's the point? Like, this seems like that there is no joy that comes to me. I think, what's the point? That's like, this thing will end. Like, this will not actually give you true happiness, you know? It's like,
now that's a different story.
okay.
That is the second stage, and then the fourth stage, the Upekkha coming in.
Okay.
The Upekkha coming here is based on either the resentment or either you have seen the sankhara. But the first initial stage is mudita here. Doesn't matter how small that success is, whoever has done, you glad with it.
Yeah, like I'm glad that person's happy.
Yeah.
But then I also think that happiness will go.
Yeah, so that's your reflection.
Okay.
See? Yeah.
So it's not like before, like I was so happy for someone who succeeded, like very happy. But I don't feel that anymore. I feel like, oh, that's good. But it's like, what's the point? Like, so I don't feel that same.
That's not the true mudita.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Yeah, but
there is. I think we touched somewhere here last time. It's.
But when it comes to spiritual things, then that is for I feel
that's coming into the Sankharupekha, or the just coming out from resentment.
So is it a form of aversion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate this. Like I don't feel any sort of jealousy or like. It's just that I feel kind of sorry for the person in a way, you know. I kind of feel, oh, why if only like sort of this
Yeah.
will not bring them true happiness. So I sort of feel like a little bit of compassion,
Yeah.
even if it's something that is really good for them.
Mhm.
I feel like, okay, this is not enough for you, but I don't say anything. I just feel in my mind it would be better if you could lose attachment or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is good.
Okay.
That's good as well, because you are reflecting that this is temporarily.
Mm.
So that's coming into the Upekkha,
Mm.
Upekkha section, when you are having that sort of a thought of, oh, this is temporarily.
Mm.
Right? So that's Upekkha. Mudita, and then is something that you always just to show that gladness.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. Now, anyone wants to say? Sunny Rose and Chan Khan?
No.
I thought for a while, why am I being bitter? Then I thought it's not bitterness. Like,
Quite interesting, but I don't know how to explain that. But I think it comes under the Sankharupeka. Right? So let's say, okay, let's move on to the Upekha. Now, what is it? Upekha คืออะไรครับอาจารย์
okay.
So.
Anyone?
So.
So,
Yeah.
Upekha, equanimity.
Or equanimity. Equanimity. Oh, equanimity. Oh, equanimity.
Upekha is equanimity. What do you think of this Upekha?
Very complex, huh? It's not even the middle between hate and not like. It's something more. It's sort of, I don't know, being cool with things.
One of the very difficult subject is Upekha. Huh?
What is
One of the most used subject as well. You have to let go. Keep it.
go?
Sorry. It's okay. Adukkama sukha vedana.
Yeah,
Adukkama sukha vedana. That is Upekha.
I think it's different.
Yeah. Indifferent.
Atukkamasukkha is different.
Okay.
Yeah, indifferent feeling. Upekha.
Different because Upekkha is maybe nothing to come to in your mind.
Yeah.
Being cool.
Being cool. And this being cool can be different as well. Because you don't want to know, because you hate it, and because you don't like it. So that's why I just leave it. That can be Upekha too. Yeah. I don't like it, so don't care.
Is that okay?
Don't care.
That is not
Don't
a
care.
real.
It's maybe different. Don't care. Don't Upekkha.
That's not a real Upekha.
No, Upekkha. If you care, you don't. You got opposite side. That's opposite side. Don't care. Maybe when their friend dangerous, you don't talk about this because it's not bad for him. Yes.
What about what the results of Asubha? Like, is that Upekkha? Like, if you try to use Asubha for the calmer thoughts, and then you get this more calmer raga, is that a form of Upekkha or is that not?
I think Upekkha, like you don't beside is a it's a wrong side, and it's the right side, just equal, no?
Equal.
Equal, yes. That's
In the middle.
equal side, medium side. Yes, it's that's
Not
Upekkha.
like it's like
I remember one of the sutta. I think the
Okay.
the Upekkha is not very easy to apply in our life. Only the one who have really practiced for a long time, and
yeah,
then only for those people, I think they can do that. And
yeah,
for the simple people person, I think it's very hard. Uh, just like I remember one of the course of the discourse of the sutta of the Lord Buddha, when he taught to the disciple monks about the meditation, that how can we know that we are growing in our practice. And then Lord Buddha told that uh, just like when you practice meditate, and then when something thought comes around your mind about the past or about the future, then you just can let it go within the blink of your eyes. Just like when we blink our eyes, and it's very fast, only took about a 1 or 2 second, maybe less than that. So you can know that you are going Dhamma, but don't forget that equanimity must exist. When you, yeah, when the thought appears in your mind, then you have to let it go very fastly, and then equanimity must exist there, not
yeah.
thinking about past or future again and again. Just let it
Which,
go.
Don't remember. Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think it's very, very hard, not easy.
Yeah, it is one of the hardest topics to discuss. So that's why we have to define it in many ways, and in a worldly way and in Dhamma way. In a worldly way, then it's easy to talk. A Dhamma way, it's little difficult.
It's like if you get something and then you think, okay, be equanimous. Like I get that automatically, but that's not true equanimity because
No.
it doesn't come.
Yeah.
It's actually aversion, right? So like true equanimity is pretty rare. Like
Yeah, it comes with the realization.
Yeah.
Okay. Buddha said in the I forgot the sutta now. In Digha Nikaya, okay, Digha Nikaya, in the first chapter, there is a Buddha said, Upekkha can be divided into two, okay? Beneficial and non-beneficial. Okay? And then in terms of this beneficial, they're again divide into eliminate, needs to be eliminated, and needs to be developed. Okay, develop. Yeah.
Mahali Sutta.
I don't remember now. I haven't gone into this deeper today, and this just came into after Niroj said about what the Buddha said from the practice perspective. This came into my thought, and a non-beneficial is attached with the 5 hindrances. Which again plus with the 3 roots, unwholesome roots. 3 unwholesome roots. Okay. This is what the Upekkha, and it's very difficult. So let me find this sutta later on, maybe next session. Then I will explain this one. This is from Dika Nikaya.
So
okay.
True Upekkha comes from understanding exactly what that is.
Yeah. Okay. So true Upekkha understanding the reality, right? And this comes under sabbe sankhara anicca. And this moment, if you can develop this upekkha, and which is non-stop,
that's
non-stop seeing that anicca, and that equals to arahat. Now you define what is it. So that is the real upekkha. Yeah. So that's why in a practice, someone say leave it, yeah, or just let it go. And now comes let it go. Yeah. This let it go is not about what we are doing. It is knowing, knowing the reality. Yeah. Knowing the reality as they are. Okay? As they are. And further, as they appear. Okay? Appear, remains, and fades away. Then, at that state, your mind becomes unattached, or I don't know how to say it. The truly known, and that is the real upekkha. That moment, that's why it comes into the seeing, just the seeing, ditte dittamatam, yeah, seeing, just the seeing. There is no me, no mine, no me, no mine. Yeah. Okay. So that is the real upekkha. And the highest form of upekkha is this one. Okay. This is the highest form of upekkha. And this is what we need to develop.
With our practice, the first step happens. Like
which first part?
The sort of
this one, you mean?
Yeah, like that.
With her practice?
No, with practice.
With practice, yeah. This is a moment by moment.
Yeah. This is continuous.
Yeah.
So that sounds.
Okay. So this is moment by moment. You are developing that. Each arambana or each object arises and you realize it. You realize it and able to leave it. Leave it with no intention. But becomes dispassion.
What if that happens to the primary object? So like
there is no primary object.
It's like, so you start off, let's say, with the breath.
Yeah.
And then leaves, but there is no like even if it goes to distracted thoughts or something, there is no sort of, even they don't become a problem.
Yeah.
And then have no idea, then it's just keeps going back and forth. But
don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Talk
Okay. Okay. So in this one, I will let me find the sutta and then we'll discuss on that. Okay. I can't explain properly this one at the moment. This one, the real one is this one, and then again I need to check properly as well this one. Maybe some, but I think this is the right one. We're non-stop seeing sankhara as the condition arises and your mind is constantly in a state of Upekkha, just the seeing as seeing, and that is the state of Upekkha, the proper Upekkha. Okay? And there are so many stages of Upekkha. Upekkha for the general people. Okay? Upekkha for general people. Now, general people and people with a meditation, people with a samadhi, yeah, and people with knowledge. What else now? And people obviously attain the knowledge and the two stages of attainment.
So, is the Upekkha of one on the Magga different from with the Phala? Like,
where is Magga Upekkha?
I'm just asking. Like,
Okay.
So, like Sotapatti Magga Upekkha is different from Sotapatti Phala Upekkha.
Sotapatti, they don't attain Upekkha.
But they don't.
No.
Even
the real Upekkha is the here in the Samadhi. Real Upekkha starts from third jhana.
Oh.
Okay, starts from third jhanas. Okay? Third jhana, and then it comes further. The complete, the fourth jhana becomes strong. Upekkha. So the fourth jhana is the Upekkha. Yeah? Ekagata. So that's the fourth jhana.
So that's come.
Yeah.
Is that from seeing arising and passing away, or is it artificial?
No, that fourth jhana, you don't see that. You simply absorb in the object. Ekagata. Your mind is fully absorbed and keeping a state of ignoring everything. It's like a Sukha Vihari. So your mind is attained, and then you absorb in it that you will not hear anything, you will not smell anything. It's like a proper rock.
You're like in a coma.
Yeah. So that is the fourth jhana.
Okay.
You are in there. But this jhana, the third jhana, is because you have attained the meditation in a state that you feel so happy and joy. So your mind is always there, and that's why you become an isolated person from other people. So you want to go away from all the other things. I just want to meditate, and and that's a upekkha towards that part. But you are attached to one part, and so that's the third jhana. And from the knowledge, and this is coming from this, the first one, what we discussed. After you have realized something, moment by moment. And this, yes.
I have one question. Question arise here. Actually, in the channel level, first, second, third, and fourth, is there a rising on that level?
Sorry?
Rise and fall happening on that level? First jhana, second, third, fourth?
No. The state of a fourth jhana, there is no, the nature is there, rise, fall, but your mind is not observing that. Your mind is simply observing one object.
So that means just like a wasi, that means expert. We have to take a adhisthana to go inside that fourth jhana. Only then I think there is a one consciousness mind, chitta, and then we cannot see at that time as a rise or fall. And then if we are not in the one consciousness mind in the fourth jhana, then there is still rise and fall happening.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So,
Mm.
so trying to make sense of this, is the mind absorbed fully in that one consciousness moment? Is that why there's no rise and fall? So let's say a rise is like this,
Yeah.
but your mind is from here and then goes there, but it's fully absorbed in this one thing. That's why you cannot see the fully range, because it's so absorbed in that one moment.
It's not about the one. The mind is always moving,
Mm-hmm,
but mind is always watching one object.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So it's like watching from all distance, like this, always.
mm-hmm.
So there's no other objects is coming in.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
So no matter where the mind is,
and
that
this is
mind.
always there.
Okay.
So that is the jhana, the fourth jhana,
Mm,
is that.
mm,
It's not like this is the reality. This is also moving.
mhm,
This is also changing,
mm.
but we don't see this as a change.
It's like when a train is going, instead of sitting here and watching it go past, you are running at the same speed.
Yeah.
So you only see one window
Yeah.
instead of a million windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That
Okay.
sounds very
So that is that
hard.
moment you're discarding everything,
Okay.
but only this.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
So what Ajahn Nirod was saying about Aditthana, when does that come in?
Actually, in Thai, it's called in Pali, it's called a wasi. That means just like expert in going inside to take a jhana, coming outside, and you have to take a adhisthana to go inside the jhana, and just like that, and just like uh,พิจารณานี่ใช้คำว่าอะไรอาจารย์
Reflect.
reflect. There are altogether 5 experts to go inside the jhana to take a jhana.
So you can go in, jump out whenever you want.
Yeah,
once
yeah.
once you become a proficient, skilled,
Mm.
you can go in at any time. You can come out at any time.
Oh, so take a long time, no?
Yeah, just like when you take adhisthana that I will go for 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, then if you are expert, you are professional, then you can go inside the jhana for that time, for that days, for that much days.
Yeah.
So you have very good control over the
Your mind.
states, mind.
Samadhi, proper samadhi.
Mm. How many years do you think that would take?
You have to ask how many merits do you have, not a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Dhamma is akaliko, so you have to
Yeah.
ask how much merit do you have, or how much parami have you accumulated.
Keep going.
Depends on parami and the effort.
Kanti paramam tapo titika. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just don't ask for it. Just wait.
It will come.
Yeah, if you ask for it, that's not good for the game.
You're questioning too much. And two stages is anagami, and arahat. Okay. Arahat. Yeah, that this is how one we can see the process of Upekkha. And for the general people, as I said early on, I don't care, so I will leave it. I don't want, so it's okay. Upekkha, leave it. That is this Upekkha.
Like the fox and the grapes.
Yeah. And this is quite a normal. And here, this is most of the time with a dosa. Yeah. Or, okay, rather than writing just a dosa, I will go back again agati. Because of agati, I will just leave it. I just leave it. I don't care. There is a story. The simile is that if two children are playing and one falls down, okay, and two children, one of child is yours, and the two children are playing, and another child falls down, then you will not care. Because this child is not belongs to me. I will say, oh, so sorry, but not sorry. Yeah. He will just say, okay, that's fine, you will be okay. So that's Upekkha. Uh-huh. That's Upekkha from what? Chandagati. Yeah, biasness there. And then sometimes, and now here, and the same simile, but if it happens to her child, then she can't practice the Upekkha here. So she will immediately go and treat. Huh? Similar way, now a person you dislike is coming, and somehow she slept and fall down. You will be laughing and saying, "That's Upekkha too. It's okay." Yeah, so you will be happy. Okay, that's so good. So that's coming from Agati too. Yeah? And sometimes just ignoring, ignoring. Okay? So that's why Agati is quite an interesting subject here. That normally people practice Upekkha in general people's view.
But it's a good place to start, though, right? I mean, we need to use it.
If that is not coming from Agati, then yes.
Yes.
Can we start Agati and turn it into something deeper?
If you can the moment when you are practicing it, if you can detect that this is Agati, then good. But if not,
just increasing the delusion.
Again, we have to use our desire to come over the desire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay. So like that. Yeah.
So it's like it's a process of keep going. Like
keep going. Yeah. Keep doing. And the second part here, I wrote here, people with meditation. They will be saying, and do you want to? Anybody has got any thought on that? Upekkha practice from the people, those who are practicing meditation. Yeah. Oh, I just want to meditate and leave everything.
yeah.
One story comes in a Jain Buddhism. One student is practicing meditation under the hut, and a half roof is gone, and then he's still meditating, thinking, "Oh, it's okay. I'm here to meditate. What is it? It's okay." So that is Upekkha too. So that's a meditative Upekkha. So neglecting the things that should be doing and thinking, "Oh, it's okay." So that is a meditated people's perception of Upekkha.
I get this when if I'm sitting, I'm perfectly happy sitting. I don't want to get up and walk. Or walking, actually, it's very rare because I hate walking. But walking, it's so nice to keep walking. I don't want to sit down. Even when lying down, it's like, oh, it's not really comfortable. It's not like enjoying. It's just like I'm perfectly happy like this. Why does there is no need for me to do anything else, sort of thing.
Yeah. So that's coming from the sukha.
Yeah, that's agati.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. But
You're attached to sukha.
Yeah.
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 And then you're neglecting others, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's so good that I'm good like this.
So you are having that attachment to that state.
But I push myself as soon as I realize, okay, no need to, time to, no.
And again, further on, it's kind of not. It's supposed to be including believers as well.
Oh yeah,
It's like, it should be a believers as well. Like suppose, oh, I am practicing meditation. Now I shouldn't be watching movies. I shouldn't be going into entertainment. I shouldn't be talking to any other people, those who are not talking about meditation and like that. So that's again come under here as well. Okay.
But this is good place to start. No, Buddha continuously told monks, if you're not talking about Dhamma, shut up.
Yeah.
Or don't do this.
No, that's you have to remember. It's for the monks.
Oh yeah, it's for monks. Yeah, I mean not for normal people. They would hate it.
Remember that's for the monks. So that's why, as a believer, if you're practicing and you're still with the community, with the society, so you have to learn to live with that and practicing Upekkha in a very careful way. If you are disconnecting, isolating yourself, then that is not a real upekkha. Right? So that's from the meditators or believers' perspective. And obviously, from the fourth, the jhanas onward, is obviously it's a higher one. But here we have to remember, in a Brahma Vihara, Upekkha is something that we practice after we have done something towards other people. And then they are not having it, they are not going through with it, and they are not accepting it, they do not understand it, then we have to leave it. So that's why it comes under the karma as well. Okay, we have to remember related to the karma as well. Right?
There are some lay people who they only associate with, like it's similar to how people with the same hobbies hang out with people with the same hobbies. Because then all like I remember when I was a chef, when me and my friends got together, we could talk for hours about knives, about the perfect knife, or how to cook or some things like this. But then if I go to another group of friends who don't do that job, it's like they would think it's weird to talk for hours about knives, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like being in that group really helps you grow in the career, because that's the whole life, right? It's quite, it's not spiritual. So, but there are lay people who are similar, whose only all their friends are Dhamma practitioners, and if they go to a job, they would have connections, but they would, like we say in Sinhalese, is like keep them at a hand's distance. Like they're friends, they're no enemies, but hand distance. While they're like when they're in this group, all they talk about is meditation or Dhamma. Like this could be quite helpful as well, right?
Yeah.
Like as a way to start.
It's a good one. But in the meantime, you are with other people too. So we shouldn't be practicing upekkha in a sense they are not.
No, yeah, they're not. It's not like hating,
Yeah,
right? But
then that's okay.
it could be similar to us monks as well, like because in the Vinaya it's like don't get too close, or
Yeah,
like,
not too far away.
not too far away, not too close.
Yeah.
Don't get too mixed up, but don't push people away.
Yeah. Okay. I think anyone wants to say anything further on this before we go into the real, what are it? Okay, so this is the Upekkha, the translation, being balanced, emotionally calm and neutral, and then letting go of our own attachment to the people and sensation. So this is the last one I was talking about, the karma. So being balanced.
Being balanced.
Emotionally calm and neutral. Letting go of our own attachment to people and a situation if we cannot help others from their misery. And often, and here, this is actually the same, the one, this is a one.
Letting go.
And one needs to let things be according to the law of karma. So this is, okay. So this is the upekkha. Emotionally calm and neutral. And this is very hard one. And being balanced is a very hard one too.
In
emotion.
West, we have a saying, resting bitch face. Have you heard it? Like if you're not smiling, people think you're angry over here.
Cinco. Two, four, situation, six, count, yeah, order, from,
Okay, Bantes, are you sleeping?
I write.
Oh, that's good.
I Mystery. Often. Often. Ah, according.
Oh, sorry.
And
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so being balanced and emotionally calm and neutral.
In here, people think if you're not smiling, you're angry.
Oh,
You ever heard the saying resting bitch face?
okay, no.
It's like a face like this.
Ah,
People think I'm angry if I'm not smiling. I can't smile all the time. That's crazy. But if you're not smiling, they think you're sad or angry because it's just the way the face is, the way where the
oh,
some people are like that. So maybe like it can lead to people saying if you're calm and neutral, they might think you don't like them.
yeah. Here, the third one here, letting go of our own attachment to people and situation. This is very important in modern day. Normally, you will be thinking that they are my relatives, they are my friends, and they are suffering, and then now I want to help, and then you will spend so much time helping, or even you want to teach them how to earn or teach them how to do things, but they are not doing. And in that case, if you are not mindful enough, then that will make you suffer. And so that is sometimes called you have a metta karuna, but you haven't got the wisdom, and that brings unhappiness. And sometimes people feel very, very depressed and stressed that they are my family member, they are my good friends, and I have been telling them, but they are not following at all. They don't do it. Yeah, in those cases, we have to live according to their karma. They cannot understand or they cannot do that at all. So in those cases, you have done your job. Now just you have to practice upekkha, and this needs to be a practice in modern day a lot. And this you can practice, developing this practice in your own way too. Okay? Sometimes you will be telling your parents to do this. Sometimes you will be telling your brothers or sisters to do this, or your friends to do this. And they don't see any benefit of it, or what for. Yeah? And in those cases, quite often you have to leave their own hands as their karma.
Inshallah.
Yeah? So that is called is letting go as well. But in the meanwhile, yeah, if we look at the Buddha's another instruction as a patient, yeah, there are three different patients, and in that case again, if you think that they need help, then you can, in a different ways, telling them again and again, following those instructions, but with a neutral position. So here with Upekkha Chitta. So you are telling them again and again doing this, but with Upekkha Chitta. So it's a sake of telling them to realize it, but not with the, I have told you so many times, you should do this. And I have told you so many times to practice this. You haven't done it. Why? Then that's no. Yeah, you're saying, okay, this is how you do. This is what should be doing. Like that. So you're telling again and again with the Upekkha Chitta. Then we are doing our job.
That means when we are telling, there must be the two another virtues are mixing as a metta and karuna.
Yeah. Metta and Karuna. It should be that too. And that's why in our practices, we can check ourselves again and again. For me, normally, I try to tell maybe a couple of times, and if it's not, then I will just leave it. But I will do myself as well, like that. And I take it as the person's karma, and also I take it as this is my good chance to do good things for me. So that's why I do, and that's why I practice. Yeah, that's how I practice. So with this, you have a chance to look at your mind as well. That how many mindsets it develops, and sometimes it develops towards the dosa, towards the status, towards your responsibilities, and towards your job, and so many things. It comes. In that case, in that case, so you are developing a more Upekkha, so you are practicing Upekkha in your daily life. So that's why I tell people only a couple of times, and after that I try not to tell. So I will do by myself, or I just leave it like that. So that
have you tried third time lucky?
It's very hard to teach who is and your one.
Yeah. It's one of the hardest one.
Yeah, and then again, karma comes in the very different form. Maybe it's very near and your one.
Yeah. So that's why we have to tell in a very different ways for particularly near and dear ones. But having said that, again, we are not neglecting them to study or learn about it. We were telling now and then different occasions. But we are not leaving them hands of their own karma. We're trying to give them a chance again and again. Some days they will understand. So that is how we practice. We can practice bit by bit in our own daily practice with equanimity. But this one is nowadays people suffering a lot because they think that, oh, I want to help them, but why they don't understand. And this is we have to take that an example. Leave it.
Like
Upekkha Ajivaka, yeah. And also sometimes when the problem occur and you work so hard and yet you can't solve it, the word itself said you can't, then we better leave it. And that doesn't mean that you haven't invested all your energy and possible ways. But after you have invested, investigated, and done your best and realize that it can't be done, then you have to leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that, like there's another good simile is, if you don't know how to swim, you do not jump into the water to save someone. Eh? That is Upekkha too.
Uh,
Eh?
so
Upekkha. So leave the in the law, the hands of the law of karma.
put the
Okay.
lifeguard on the put the lifeguard on the not me.
Yeah. Okay. So before ending for today, I want to just to say that these in the Upekkha in these forms from the Visuddhimagga, okay, Visuddhimagga. Characteristics of Upekkha is neutrality towards beings. Okay? And the function is see equality in beings, manifest quietening resentment and approval. And then approximate cause is seeing ownership of deed, and this comes karma. So as the karma comes, and a success is no resentment and approval subsides. There's here comes the agati. Okay, no agati, and ability to state having a mental state in a balance, in balanced state emotionally. Yeah? So that is the Upekkha. So we still continue on Upekkha next day in different aspects. There is two types, so worldly and a Dhamma way. Actually, I have it's here in here already, some in here. Meanwhile, I will go and find out further detail on from the two Upekkhas, okay, beneficial and non-beneficial.
Eliminate.
And, meanwhile, you can also find some stories to tell. Okay, any story, Miros, before we go?
Next time, Ajahn.
Okay.
I do have a story, but I will take next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a Jataka story as well for next time. I hope it's not the same one.
No, the story I was going to tell is in Sutanta Pitaka. It's from the Viman Watu.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Achan Kon,
ครับผม
do you have any story to tell before we say goodbye today?
I'm sorry in the
Okay.
class, but I have question in the another side.
Okay.
I want to know with Indian Buddha, Indian temple.
Okay.
I want to
You
know about Indian temple.
you are going to go in Indian temple.
Yes,
Okay. Are you going alone or with anybody?
maybe now I go alone.
Okay. So if you need any help, just let me know. Okay.
Yes.
It's Indian temple in UK.
In
Yes.
Wolverhampton.
Oh,
Wolverhampton. Yes. Maybe Ajahn may send me to say here.
Okay.
Best to need to monk this one.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Best of luck. Yeah. So we end here for today, and we'll meet on Friday.